If you hold Terra Luna Classic, you need to watch this video right now. There is a major event that's going to be happening tomorrow that's going to affect almost 5% of the entire supply. This is massive. Let's talk about what's happening. And most importantly, why you actually need to care about this, even if you're not necessarily directly affected. So I saw this tweet just about an hour and a half ago by 0x Ears that said, what if I told you 295 billion LUNC will be burned or trapped forever in 2 days' time. The Terra Shuttle bridge will be depreciated on the 31st. That means unless a plan is unveiled, every LUNC backing wrapped Luna will be trapped in the contract forever. Now, let's talk about what this actually means and why this is so important for you to understand. When we hop over to LUNC Penguins, we can look at the top holder list and we see pretty quick on the list here, we have the Terra bridge or shuttle for Ethereum. This represents that 294, basically 295 billion Terra Luna Classic. That is roughly just shy of 4.5% of the total supply. This is the 5th largest wallet holding Terra Luna Classic right now, which is why we need to talk about why this is so important, that the shuttle is going to be depreciating tomorrow. So we hop over here to classic-bridge.terra.money. We can see here's the classic bridge, and we can go to the shuttle and we can see there's the shuttle and there's the wormhole. When we click on shuttle, if we scroll down, we get this notification. If you own LUNC, UST, or other assets bridged with shuttle on ETH, BSC, Binance Smart Chain, or Harmony, you must send them back to Terra Classic before 1/30/2023 at 4 p.m. Now, the discrepancy between the 30th and 31st, I believe, has to do with different time zones. Okay, so let me explain a little bit of detail as to how this actually works and then why it is so important after that. So first off, we have wrapped Terra Classic. You can see that here on CoinGecko. And this is actually an Ethereum contract that you could go buy on, for example, Uniswap. And let me show you that right now. So you can see right here on Uniswap, you could swap from ETH to Luna, or as it says right here, wrapped Luna token. Now you might be thinking, oh, okay, so this is V2, but no, this is where some confusion gets in. This is for Terra Luna Classic. And without getting into the whole debate as to which one this is supposed to go to, what I mean by that is that you can redeem this for Terra Luna Classic. I actually did this as a test to try and see how this actually works. And you can see that right above me here, I bought just shy of 100,000 wrapped LUNC essentially, and then sent that over here through the shuttle, which then ended up popping up into my Terra Station wallet. And that's where this has a lot of values. If you hold this asset on ETH, you can use the shuttle application over here to actually transfer it over from Ethereum to the Terra Classic network and receive the value on the other side with the transaction tax applying the 0.2% tax. So I got basically the entire value back minus the 0.2% tax on the Terra Classic network. And so this is so important to know because essentially all that wrapped Terra Luna Classic on the Ethereum network will be trapped once the shuttle application shuts down tomorrow. By the way, if you guys are enjoying this video, please consider smashing the like button down below and hit the notification bell so you don't miss another video like this. All right, let's get back to it. This would be a bit similar to a degree to the whole situation that we saw with Terra Luna Classic on the Osmosis network, where you had a difference in price because you could no longer actually redeem it back onto the original chain. And that's what's going to happen here is, in theory, your wrapped Terra Luna Classic is going to be stuck on the Ethereum network. You're not going to be able to redeem it for actual LUNC. And so this is what is meant by it's going to be trapped forever unless there's a plan to actually re-enable this and activate this again in the future for some reason. And so for all effective purposes, at least temporarily, it's burned essentially. It's not actually burned, it still shows there, but it's inaccessible. You can't actually use it, you can't utilize it, and so there's not really value given to the asset because the value comes from the fact that you can redeem it 1-for-1 in theory. And so this is very important for every single Terra Luna Classic holder to be aware of because you're talking again about 4% of the total supply, about 300 billion Terra Luna Classic is effectively, unless there's a plan otherwise, it's effectively going to be burned. It's going to be taken out of circulation. It's no longer going to be impacting our ecosystem. And this is so important to understand because when we go over to actually looking at our burn information, we've only burned about 38 billion Terra Luna Classic. And so right now we're talking almost 10x the effective impact. And I know it's not really burned, but we can look at it that way in the sense that it's not usable. And so it's really important for us to acknowledge this fact that it's not totally going to be burned, but it's going to be inaccessible, which means effectively all the Terra Luna Classic that's available out there to be traded is going to drop significantly. That's going to have a massive impact on the total supply, at least for right now, of Terra Luna Classic, or I should say the circulating supply for Terra Luna Classic. So if you plan on trying to redeem Wrapped Terra Luna Classic, make sure you do that ASAP through the shuttle before it ends up closing tomorrow. Do it as quick as possible. If you don't hold Wrapped Terra Luna Classic, there is an interesting opportunity here to actually do a little bit of arbitrage, because you can see the price right now. Wrapped Terra Luna Classic, it's basically at the 17 level, 17.13. But if we actually hop over here and we look at Terra Luna Classic, the main token price, we're 17.4. And so there is, I guess, a little bit of an arbitrage opportunity that pops up at different times, especially when you see, like right here, it dropped down to the 16 level because of a massive sell-off. And so this is where there's another opportunity maybe for arbitrage, if you don't already hold it, to do it before the shuttle closes. Make sure you do it before the shuttle closes. And if you don't want to do either of them, just be aware that Terra Luna Classic might pump as people realize, wait a second, we're going to be having roughly 4% of our total supply or circulating supply no longer be in effect. What's going to happen here? And start asking those questions. We get Terra Luna Classic go up as people go, wait a second, we have less circulating supply. This is maybe a good thing. We'll have to see how the market reacts to this. And so regardless, at the end of the day, it's important to be ready, be on the lookout for what's going to happen and how the market's going to react to this. We've seen markets react pretty crazy when Binance just simply burns a few billion Terra Luna Classic. But we have no idea how markets are going to react when we are suddenly talking about 300 billion Terra Luna Classic. That's essentially up in the air. We don't know what's going to happen with it. It could never be accessible ever again, potentially, or maybe it's just a short term. It's no longer counted in the circulating supply. So get ready. We have to prepare for what could happen here and how this could maybe impact the price of Terra Luna Classic. If you want to learn the truth about Terra Luna Classic potentially hitting $1, check out this video up here, and I'll catch you on the next one.